Saul.
Hey,
Hey,
Mitch.
Saul, what's going on?
Oh, dealing and willing as always.
Yeah, you're winning. Tell me
I
more.
my bookkeeper seems to think so, and I believe her.
Good.
So
So what's going on in your world?
a couple of small, small deals and one multifamily, 7 duplexes, 14 apartment units that we're picking up for a great price. And I'm torn whether I should fix it up and resell it or just straight out wholesale it. I'm not a big rehab guy. It's not my heart's not into rehabbing. But on the flip side, if I do fix it up and sell it, we can easily double or even triple or money invested in it. So
Well,
something that
how big is the rehab?
talking 60, 70 tops.
Yeah, that's a big job.
Yep. So,
Uh,
and just like you sold the notes to raise capital, I don't know if that's the right move right now to spend so much liquid cash on a single job because we don't know what kind of opportunities can come after that.
yeah, so what will you make if you wholesale it?
I can wholesale it. I'll make $30,000 with a phone call. If I fix it and flip and sell it on a retail market, profit-wise, on the low 100s to high 250s.
So do you have a crew that you trust to go do that size rehab? I mean,
No, I don't have anyone that I have done that magnitude of work before, but I do have someone that came highly recommended from clients of mine that I have sold properties to in that area, and they have good things to say about this one individual. The good thing is that the duplexes are 1-1s, and they're very small units. I went to see them myself this weekend. I wanted to fly on my plane, but the weather didn't allow us to do that, so I had to drive, unfortunately. The units are mostly cosmetics. I think maybe $2,000 to $3,000 per unit. That's my estimation. And obviously any surprises after that.
okay, so my first thought is, so if you give that contractor one unit and tell him if he does a good job, I'll give you another 2 or 3. And then if you do a good job, I'll give you the rest of them. You know, I'm like, I wouldn't give him the whole job. If you don't know him, unless you just really feel so good about the references that you're willing to do that. But there's, when you've never worked with this guy, I know that I work with rehabbers all the time. I mean, and then when I would refer them to someone else, another investor, they would get sideways. And I'm thinking, I've worked with this guy for 50 friggin' houses, and I have no problems with him. And then I refer him to someone else, and they get sideways. So you just never know, just because there's a good referral, that they're going to work to your standard, or they're going to, work how you like. So I always like to start out slow with a new contractor. I don't know what you think. What do you think about that?
I think it's great. The only problem is this guy lives 6 hours away. So yeah, obviously I can talk to him about it, but in all truth, I'd rather wholesale this deal and be in and out quick than do the work. And I don't know, maybe I decide at the end to do the work, but it's just not, the rehab part is something that it's appealing to me. Anyways, that's what's going on. Mitch,
Well, they're all duplexes?
Yeah, they're all duplexes, 7 of them in the same parcel.
Well, I mean, you don't have to do them all. You can wholesale some of them and just do one duplex and see how it goes. But
right.
Anyways,
I do.
You said for a quick 30,000.
I do have a question unrelated to these topics that we're talking. When it comes to property taxes. Is it legal for me to pay somebody else property taxes and then foreclose on them?
Well, are you foreclosing because of the taxes or because they're behind? I mean, behind in the payment, behind in their mortgage payment, or what's your reason for foreclosing?
Because they are late on the property taxes with the county, and we pay their taxes for them. Is that a reason?
In Texas, that's what we do. That's what we do. We pay the property taxes, and then we send them a bill. And how it works is all the money they send us goes to the taxes first to repay that, so they get behind on the mortgage.
But this is not somebody that we have a loan with. This is just an outside person. Like, for example, in my building, there's 2 units that they're behind on taxes. So I was wondering if I can just go ahead and pay their taxes, the property taxes, and then foreclose on them if they don't catch up.
So you don't own the house, you just want to pay their taxes.
That is correct.
I don't know about that. That would be like buying a tax certificate or something, and I don't know how that works in your state. That's a question. That's a question for the attorney in your deal. I mean, it's an interesting concept, but I just honestly don't know how it works in your state.
Here, I'm gonna have to find out here in Florida how it works.
Yeah. I mean, you could loan them the money against the house, right? And then foreclose, but you're loaning money to a homestead, and you could get into some pretty deep consumer law, predatory lending problems if they live in the house.
Yeah, well, ironic enough, the interest rate in Florida for tax certificates are 18%. So, and that's legal. That's what's legal. I think in Texas is about the same, right?
In Texas, it's 25% the first year and 50% the second year.
Oh, wow. Yeah. So I guess I'm gonna have to find that out here in my home state.
Yeah, I wish I had a better answer, but I just don't know.
No problema. Well, thanks, Mitch. If I come up with any other question, I'll raise my hand again.
All right, man. Happy flying.
Thank you.